Hello and welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm Greg and this is our 24/7 Everton news report. Got a few things that have been circulating over the past day. Our main headline is that Everton have emerged as a location for Scott McTominay. That's from The Athletic. We are currently battling with Newcastle apparently for his signature. He's obviously out of favour at Manchester United with Sabitzer coming in, Eriksen coming in, potentially Mount coming in this season, and for that reason his playtime this season halved from what it was last season. So it's looking like the way they're moving, and with Ten Hag's style of play, there's not really a space for him anymore that suits his first team needs. So what would he offer us? I suppose physicality, a work rate, and goals. I suppose he's not goal shy. The brace he scored against Spain comes to mind from earlier this season, probably his shining career moment so far. Midfield, not necessarily a priority at the moment. You know, obviously we need to bolster the area, but you'd think striker, fullback, maybe slightly more important. We have got a poll live on Twitter as I make this video, which is the evening of the 8th, and currently 64% say yes, we would sign Scott McTominay. 14% are apathetic to the idea, and 21% say no. I suppose he's no superstar. He's a bit of a Man United, not reject, but someone they need to move on for their progression. And where we are at the moment, I don't think we can be too proud as to turn that kind of thing down. I think we're going to have to take offcuts, from the teams above us, and look at free transfers from the teams below us. So, I don't think it's the worst idea. 64% would be receptive to the idea, so we will see if that one progresses. Something with a little bit more to it is that we are apparently leading the race to sign Beto from Udinese, 25-year-old striker. The numbers being touted are 35 million euros, so I'm trying to do the quick conversion in my head. That's what, 30 million in pounds. He's averaged a goal every 3 games in the Serie A this season. I believe it's 10 in 33 is the exact number. The obvious comparison then to make is the last Serie A striker we were linked with, which was Abraham before he injured himself. You're looking for about 10 million less in terms of the numbers that are being touted at, maybe 15 million less. So yeah, both playing in the same league, same age, and Tammy Abraham this season with a similar amount of hours, but across 38 games managed 8 goals in the Serie A. So you're looking at a highly competitive league with a lot of, especially this season, the sort of Serie A renaissance, and he's holding his own amongst the elite of the striker in that league. Obviously not quite as well known. I can't lie, he wasn't on my profile in his first spin at Udinese when he went on loan a couple of seasons ago, but he's very much been on my radar this season. And 54%, we've got a poll going, a similar poll. 54% would be happy with his signing. 32% said they're not sure. Probably a lack of exposure. He's not a superstar by any means, and 14% said no, not at all. Probably more what we need though, in terms of a striker. We're absolutely desperate for one, probably 2 strikers to come in the door. So that's definitely one to keep our eyes on. The source from that is an Italian news outlet whose name I will not butcher. Another name of another striker we've been linked with recently has been the free agent Dembele. The latest news from David Lynch at Football Insider is that we have not yet formally made a bid or an offer, and if we were, we would be facing very, very fierce competition. So very unlikely, looking more unlikely at this stage. Other things that have been dragging on for a while, this feels like it's been dragging on since the day he signed, but Amadou Onana and the links of him away from the club. He may leave, according to Laurie Whitwell from The Athletic, but it would be a 60 million valuation would have to be met that we've put on him as a club. I'm not sure who would be willing to pay that kind of money for a a player who's had one season in the Premier League, and it was a troubled season to say the least. Ended the season not out of favour, but not in the first team. Not a pair of hands trusted with keeping the team up in the most important games. I've seen a few people saying maybe he's the Rice replacement at West Ham, but I don't prescribe to that. Very different players. I guess that price tag shows the power of staying up for us, right? That we can even have the gall to ask for that amount of money. Decisions not yet made with the pitch invasion. Liverpool Echo says the FA is still investigating. That investigation is ongoing. They love to just hang that sort of Damocles over us. Even after the season's gone, we're still suffering, waiting for answers on things. So, decision yet to be made as to whether we'll be fined. I think it's only fine, as these are the rhetoric we're hearing around that. And the last bit of news I have is the 3 fixtures, friendlies we have had announced ahead of next season. So all condensed between the 22nd and the 29th of July. We've got Tranmere Rovers away, Bolton Wanderers away, and Stoke City away. It sounds a bit like when Brent goes on his tour, like the Berkshire area, doesn't it? It's they're not the Hollywood fixtures, It's a far cry from Stones Panenkering against Juventus, but fixtures are fixtures. I'm sure there'll be plenty of we found our level jokes, and there will also be other fixtures and friendlies announced. But that's us for now. That's the 3 we have down on paper and in the calendars. Hopefully the team will be a little bit more complete by then. So that's the news for today. McTominay linked. Beto apparently strongly linked. No bid yet for Dembele. Onana may leave, but we've got a 60 million valuation. Decision pending on whether we'll be fined for pitch invasions, and 3 fixtures friendlies announced ahead of the new season. A couple of questions from that. Obviously, would you let Onana go for that money, considering it would probably fund the 2 transfers we talked about before there? Do you think anyone would pay that for him, or should we be bringing that valuation down if we realistically need the money and want to move him on? McTominay and Beto, the polls are out, so go and vote in them. As I record this, there's 18 hours left on them, so you've got plenty of time to get your voice heard on that. What do you think of the pitch invasion fine? What do you think of the people pitch invading in the first place? Do you think it's just an echo of last season with less emotion involved? And what do you think of the friendlies we've set up? What's your dream friendly this season? Who would you like to see us tested against? See you with more news in 24 hours' time.